Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Let me introduce at first. I am Professor Dr. Mahmouda Begum, Head Department of Anatomy at the Women's Medical College, Mogbazar, Dhaka. Dear student, very good morning. Welcome everybody to enjoy this class. Today, I like to start upper limb. Upper limb is characterized by its mobility and ability to grasp, strike, and conduct the motor skill like the manipulation. These characteristics are especially marked in the hand when performing the manual activities such as the buttoning the shirt. Dear students, when we start any region in our body, we follow some common topics like osteology of that region, myology of that region, arthrology, angiology, etc. How many segments of upper limbs? There is about 4 segments. First is the shoulder, then arm, then forearm and hand. Okay. How we distinguish upper limb from the lower limbs? There are about the 4 distinction points about upper limbs are not involved in weight bearing or ambulations, and pectoral girdle is attached to the axial skeleton only anteriorly by mobile joints, sternoclavicular joints, and pair bones of the forearms in comparison of the leg are able to move relatively to each other, and also the hands have long mobile fingers and opposite thumb. Now I would like to start bones of upper limb according to their segments. Second segment is the arm. It extends between and connect the shoulder and the elbow and is centered around the bones humerus. So in the arm regions there is a single and largest bone humerus. Now start the gross anatomy of humerus. Thus the longest bones are the upper region or in segment of the arm. Arm most, and also the longest bone is the upper limb. So gross anatomy, in case of the gross anatomy, what are the points we mentioned there? First is the name of the bones. Okay, this is the humerus. Now the side determination, what side this bones is, the right or left side, because it is the pair bone. Okay. So how in anatomical position, the points, first is the head direction, spherical head is directed medially or medially upwards and slightly backwards. Yes, and there is a 2 tubercle, there is a lesser tubercle facing forwards. Okay, anteriorly, this is a lesser tubercle. And this is the greater. Greater tubercle lies laterally. Okay, this is the greater tubercle, it lies laterally, and the lower end is expanded. And there present more deep olecranon fossa posteriorly. Okay, so the lower end expanded, upper end consists the spherical head, that is the direction medially upwards, slightly backwards, and lesser tubercle facing anteriorly. So this is the anatomical positions. Okay, now what are the parts? First is the proximal part or upper end, and this is the shaft, and the lower end or distal part. This is the adult bones. Okay, the part is upper end, lower end and shaft. In case of the developing bone, there is a different. There is a epiphyseal plate, metaphysis, then diaphysis, and also there is a metaphysis, epiphyseal plate and epiphysis. So due to it is the adult bone, so part upper end, lower end and shaft. And now what are the features of the upper end? Upper end first consists the rounded spherical smooth head. Okay, spherical smooth head, and the head is behind the head there is a constrict region. This is known as the anatomical neck. Which neck? Anatomical neck. Yes. So anatomical neck, this is the anatomical neck. Okay, now it's tracing the anatomical neck. So head, behind the head there is a first depressed or constricted area, this is the neck, and the neck, this is anatomical neck. Behind the anatomical neck, there is a two elevation of the bones. Most laterally is the greater tubercle, and anteriorly and medially it is the lesser tubercle. So lesser tubercle and greater tubercle and head, in between that present the anatomical neck. Okay, this is the anatomical neck, man, and this is the side where the articular capsule is attached. Okay, there is articular capsule attachment is there. So where is the anatomical neck? Is asking the question. It is between the spherical head and tubercle, two tubercle, greater tubercle and lesser tubercle. And yes, now there is a most upper part of the shaft which is separated from the upper end. There is present the another neck known as the surgical neck. Okay, surgical neck. So surgical neck is the most behind of the below of the two tubercle. It is the most upper part of the shaft. So upper end, what are the features? There is a spherical head, anatomical neck, anterior lesser tubercle and greater tubercle. And also ma'am, there is a greater tubercle. Above the greater tubercle, there is a some smooth area. Okay, the smooth area, they are lodges by their attachment of the muscle. On the greater tubercle, there is a from if you can from medial to lateral, from the medial to lateral, there is a first attachment is the infraspinatus, then there is supraspinatus, then infraspinatus, and then teres minor. So three muscle attachment, smooth area is present the greater tubercle, but on the lesser tubercle there is a attachment of the subscapularis. Okay, the shape from above to downwards, the shape of the shaft is the cylindrical to triangular. Okay, upper end it is almost cylindrical, and in the lower end it is about triangular. So how many border and surface this region? There is a 3 border and 3 surface. And if with the lesser tubercle, it is downwards, it is the anterior border. Okay, anterior border, and from the in between the two tubercle, that is the intertubercular sulcus or bicipital group, that is the lateral lip, it is continuous with the lateral border, and this is the from medial epicondyle towards upward is the medial border. So medial border, anterior border and lateral border, and intervenes that is the anteromedial surface, anterolateral surface, and this is the posterior surface. Okay, this is the posterior surface, this is the anterolateral medial surface, this is the anterolateral surface, and there is a midpoint of the shaft. There is a a special feature. This is the most lateral side. This is V shaped. That is a delta tuberosity. This is from the lateral surface of the anterolateral surface, there is a V shaped deltoid tuberosity for the attachment of the deltoid muscle insertion. Okay, and below the deltoid tuberosity, that is the postero-anteriorly, there is a group known as the spiral group or radial group. This group lodges the radial nerve and the arteria profunda brachii and the profunda brachii. So this is the spiral group. Okay, and this is the deltoid tuberosity. And now there is the lower end. Okay, lower end most to a prominent two epicondyle, that is the medial epicondyle is most prominent and the lateral epicondyle, and from the epicondyle it goes the upward, there is a ridge, that is the supracondylar ridge. Okay, medial supracondylar ridge, medial border, lateral supracondylar ridge, lateral border. Okay, and these are the another features. Some are the articular and non-articular. Both epicondyle is the non-articular, and the articular part, there is a two articular part. Laterally there is a rounded capitulum. Okay, rounded capitulum for articulation with the head of the radius, and there is a pulley shaped structure. This is a trochlear which articulates with the trochlear notch of the ulna. Ulna, so the articular part. And both above the trochlea and the capitulum, there is two fossa. From above the trochlea, the fossa is the coronoid fossa. Coronoid fossa. This fossa is occupied by the coronoid process of the ulna when the elbow is flexed to full flexed condition. Okay, and this is the radial fossa. It is also the occupied by the radial head when the full flex the elbow joints. And now the posterior part. There is olecranon fossa. It is occupied the olecranon process when the elbow is extend in condition. Okay, and it is the more or less subcutaneous. Okay, so these are the lower end feature. And now if that is showing the capsular attachment, that is the which are the articular part, they are within the capsule. So you can showing like this, two epicondyle is exclude. So like this you can tracing the articular capsule. Okay, showing the articular capsule. So these are the lower end. This is the feature of the lower end. And now what are the muscle? Now the attachment. The feature, general feature, special feature, all are complete. Now what are the attachment? Attachment means what are the muscle, ligament, aponeurosis, they are attached with the bones. So we know there is a 4 muscle. We already mentioned there is a 4 muscle. The greater trochanter from anterior to posterior, supraspinatus, infraspinatus, and teres minor. And 3 muscle comes from the scapula, and also the above the lesser trochanter tubercle, that is a subscapularis. So 4 muscle, these 4 muscle like this, these 4 muscle form a structure. It is known as the rotator cuff. And this rotator cuff gives the stability of the shoulder joint or glenohumeral joints. Okay, this is the attachment, first attachment. Second, there is a attachment, the shaft muscle. There is a deltoid insertion of the deltoid tuberosity, deltoid muscle insertion, and from anterolateral and anteromedial, both surface, lower part of the shaft, their attachment is the brachialis. This is the origin of the brachialis. Like this, there is a total anteromedial surface. There is attachment of the brachialis. Okay, so these are the muscles. And on the posterior surface, there is a ridge. And above the ridge, there is the attachment of the lateral head of the triceps. This is the ridge, ma'am. Okay, this is the ridge. So this attachment of the above attachment is the lateral head, and below the ridge there is the attachment of the medial head. This is the origin. You know the triceps, they have the 3 head. The 2 head is the lateral head and the medial head. Another is the long head. Long head arises from scapula. Not তুমি তো আনসার কারেক্ট করতে হবে, স্ক্যাপুলার কোনটা থেকে? ইনফ্রাগ্লিনয়েড tuberculate of the scapula. And দেখো ম্যাম, দ্যার ইজ, আমি কিন্তু অ্যাবসেন্ট আমি মেনশন করি নাই, বাইসেপস ব্রাকাই মেনশন করেছি। দ্যার ইজ any attachment of the biceps brachii in the humerus? No, biceps brachii only overlap the humerus. It arises from the 2 head. 2 head arises from the scapula. One is the short head, which arises from the coracoid process. Another is the supratubercle. So this muscle tendon can come through this bicipital group. And first is the tendinous origin. Biceps brachii origin is the tendinous, passing through the bicipital group, then it is fleshy, and fleshy then can cover the humerus, and after that it is again tendinous, and insertion and origin both are tendinous. In between they are the fleshy. So these are the muscle attachment in the shaft is the brachialis and teres major, lateral and medial head. And in the lower end, there is a medial epicondyle. There is attachment in the common tendon of the flexor group, and there is a lateral epicondyle, that is a attachment of the common extensor group. Okay, above the medial epicondyle, that is another muscle is known as the origin of the pronator teres. Okay, and there is a lateral epicondyle, and there above there is the origin of the brachioradialis. Okay, so this is the muscle attachment. Okay, there is a muscle attachment. And what are the relation? There is a, we know there is a three nerve related, and also the vessels. In the surgical neck, posterior part of the surgical neck, like this, what are the structure related there? There is structure related with axillary nerve with, ma'am, posterior circumflex humeral artery, branch of the axillary artery. Yes, and these are the bicipital group. Yes, ma'am. ওকে আমরা কি শেষ করি তাহলে বাইসিপিটাল গ্রুপে কি আছে ম্যাম বাইসিপিটাল গ্রুপে টু লিপ অ্যান্ড ফ্লোর ইফ ইট ইজ অ্যাটাচমেন্ট থ্রি মাসেলস two lips, those are the lateral lip pectoralis major, and those are the medial lip teres major, and the flora laximus majoris. And there is a relation content of the bicipital group, ma'am, ascending branch of the
tendon of the bicep brachii,
yes,
with synovial sheath, and the femur
ascending branch of the anterior circumflex branch of the axillary artery. Okay, and this is the radial group. That is the relation radial nerve and arteria profunda brachii, branch of the brachial artery. And this is the medial epicondyle. What are the structure related there? They are related the ulnar nerve. So now more or less we can complete the humerus. What type of the bones it is morphologically, ma'am? It is the what type of bones? Typical long bones. Okay, and so there is another long bones, atypical, that is the miniature long bone and modified long bone. Miniature long bone example ki ma'am? Metacarpal and phalanges. Yes, are modified long bone. So the typical long bones, the ossification, mode of ossification, the typical long bone. Intercartilaginous. What are the differences between intercartilaginous and intermembranous?
Intercartilaginous hiding cartilage model develops first, and intramembranous it directly develops from the mesenchyme.
Yes, membranous directly from the mesenchyme, and intercartilaginous first they form a model. Yes. Okay. So next class we start the bones of the forearm. Okay, that's all today. Thank you all.